Did you know that 70% of women over 65 will need long-term care at some point in their lives? And without long-term care insurance, your retirement savings could disappear in just a few years, okay? And so in this video, I am going to dive into why women are at a much greater risk for needing long-term care and how you can protect yourself financially. And whether you are in your 40s, your 50s, or your 60s, the best time to prepare is now. Okay, so in this video, we're going to talk about the right way to do it. Okay, and so let's talk about why women need long-term care insurance more than men. Okay, one is women live longer. Okay, on average, women outlive men by 5 to 7 years, which means they're more likely to need extended care in their older age. Okay. Women also have higher healthcare costs because of the longer lifespans. Okay, so that means more medical expenses and long-term care is not covered by traditional health insurance. Okay, and it's more likely to be caregivers. So women, we often are taking care of our parents or our spouses, and that can deplete our savings before you've even considered your own needs. And so you want to have that backup. You need to have a backup plan. Okay, and then there's a greater risk for you to outlive your savings. Because women a lot of times earn less than men over their lifetimes due to wage gaps and career breaks. It means they may have saved less for retirement, which puts you at a disadvantage, all the way. Now, you can make up for that. I ain't gonna say make up, but you can, kind of combat that gap with investing and using taking out insurance products that can serve as assets for you. However, you definitely want to, especially when you're planning your retirement, you definitely want to take into account your long-term care needs. Okay, so let's talk about what long-term care insurance covers. Okay, so it helps to cover the costs of care services that are not covered by Medicare or health insurance. Okay, so this would include things like in-home health care, so help with activities of daily living like bathing, dressing, and meal prep. So when you have somebody coming out to your house, sometimes if you've ever taken care of your parents, then say your parents fall, they go into the hospital, and then they come home from the hospital, and then they have the nurses to come out, and then they might have the home health aides that also come out to help as well. Okay, long-term care insurance covers that. Okay, now Medicare, caveat, Medicare may cover this. Okay, Medicare may cover it. It depends upon the situation, what happened, and the carrier. Okay, and whether you have like a Medicare Advantage plan. If you have original Medicare, it does not cover that. If you have a supplement, the supplement may cover some of that. So you just have to look and see with your insurance. Okay. It also covers assisted living facilities. So these are supported living communities for those who need help but not full-time care. Okay. And then there's nursing home care. And so this is 24/7 medical and personal care for those with serious health conditions, or if you have no one to care for you. It also covers adult daycare services, which are supervised daytime care programs for older adults who may need some assistance, but more importantly, may just need to get out. They need somebody to kind of monitor them to make sure that they're okay, but they also get to interact with others their age. Okay. And then if you need to make any home modifications, adapting your home to be more accessible for you as you're aging. Okay. Now, you definitely want to, start looking into this as early as possible. Okay. Because the longer you wait to get long-term care insurance, the premiums increase with age. So the older you are, the more expensive the policy will be. Now, personally, I recommend, getting long-term care insurance before you hit 50, because it is a lot cheaper to purchase it in your 40s than it is in your 50s. However, if you are in your 50s and you don't have it, and it is something that you want to get, then you definitely need to make that decision as sooner than later in order to save yourself some money. Okay. Also, your health qualifications. If you develop a medical condition, then you might not qualify for that coverage later. You have to look into the policy. Each policy has different stipulations, but you definitely want to take your health into account, because your health will definitely make your premiums go up. Buying early means that you lock in a lower rate, and without a long-term care policy, you may have to drain your retirement savings to cover your long-term care costs. Okay. And so when you are planning for retirement, planning for your long-term care needs especially needs to be a part of your retirement planning. Okay. So real quick, let's talk about some common myths about long-term care insurance, and I'm going to give you the actual truth. Okay. So the first myth is that Medicare will cover my long-term care. Okay. So the truth of that is that Medicare only covers short-term skilled nursing care and not ongoing assistance with daily living. Okay. The myth is I could just use my savings. But the truth is that the average nursing home costs about $100,000 per year, and most people's savings won't last that long. Okay. Myth, I don't need it if I'm healthy now. Okay. However, this is in the future, and so your health changes over time, and so you won't qualify if you wait until you actually need the care. Okay. This is pre-need. Okay. So long-term and insurance in a whole as a whole is pre-need. Okay. You are purchasing insurance for the what ifs or when. Okay. And so you purchase it before it happens so that when it happens you have the coverage. If you wait until it happens, insurance is not going to cover you most of the time. And if they do cover you, you are going to pay significantly more in premium. Okay. All right. Now, a myth. My family will take care of me. And while having your family to take care of you can help, speaking from experience, caregiving is physically and financially exhausting. Okay. Heavy on the physically. Okay. And so you having a long-term care policy will ensure that they will not have to bear the full burden of taking care of you. Okay. Because you also have to remember that they have their own lives that they're living. If they're married, they have children and running a business, whatever they're doing, you cannot expect them to just stop all of that, living their life to take care of you. In my opinion, that is selfish, and you need to make sure that you have taken care of these things so that your family, I'm sure your children will, take care of you, right? However, you don't want to put that full burden on them and make it like it's a responsibility, right? All right. And then the last one is I may qualify for Medicaid to pay for my nursing home care. Now, the reason that I put this in is because a lot of people, and I'm just going to say women because women do the brunt of caregiving. A lot of women do not know that if you are in a nursing home and you or your family member qualifies for Medicaid through the state, and the state pays for your nursing home care, when you die, the state can require your they can require your estate or your family to reimburse the state for the payment of your care. Okay, and this is on the books in pretty much all the states. Now up north, in the Northeast specifically, I know for a fact that they really go after families to require them to reimburse the state for your care. Okay, they, by all means necessary, they're gonna get their funds, right? Not saying that they don't do it in the South, but I know a lot of cases because I look up this type of stuff, and up north they big on that. Like, you gonna pay us that, right? And it's just another thing I wanted to point out to let you know that is a burden on your family, because if the state comes after your estate, that is taking assets and finances from your heirs, and I'm sure that's not what you want. So you need to make sure that you have taken care of your long-term care needs. Okay, so how do you choose the right policy for your needs? Okay, well, you want to look into inflation. Okay, your policy should grow with the rising healthcare costs. Okay, you also want to look at family history, your medical history, to kind of see what has taken place in the elders in your family. What medical conditions? Was everybody still walking around at 90 still doing good for themselves, or were people had to be put in nursing homes at 70? It's no judgment either way. It's just you want to look in the past to see what has happened, and the past can sometimes help predict your future, especially if your health isn't all the best, right? And so you do want to kind of look at that and see. You also want to understand your benefit period. Okay, and so the benefit period is the time frame that will be covered. Okay, now this varies by company and by policy, and so some may only cover a few years while others cover the rest of your life. And so you want to look and see and judge based on how much care you feel that you will need in your later years. Okay, and you also want to compare coverage options. Okay, you always want to make sure that you understand what's included, whether if it includes home care, assisted living, nursing home, or if it just includes home care. You want to make sure you know everything that you're getting before you purchase. Okay. All right, and so if you have made it this far, thank you for watching. My goal is to provide practical, actionable financial advice to help you take control of your future. Okay, now if this video has helped you, please do give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who you think needs this info. Okay, I know you got some entrepreneurial girlfriends. Please share this out with them, and even if they ain't an entrepreneur, share it out with them so that they know, especially about the Medicaid part, because that is serious and everybody needs to know that. Okay, and drop a comment below. Are you considering long-term care insurance, and if so, what questions do you have? Okay, All right. And so remember, the best way to secure your financial future is to protect it now, because no one is coming to save you. All right. And so have a good one.